celebrates its 80th birthday. After years of debates, rallies and division, Hobart's Waterfront Stadium and a Tasmanian AFL team look set to become a reality. Enough upper house MPs expressed support for the project today to all but guarantee a vote to approve the stadium will pass Parliament. We start our coverage tonight with state political reporter Lucy MacDonald.
An 11th hour announcement.
It's not intimidating at all. Oh, gosh.
From a key independent whose every comment on the stadium has been closely watched, revealing this morning she'll support it.
This has been one of the hardest decisions that I've ever made. In fact, this has been the hardest decision I've ever made.
In return, the government's promised to cap its contribution, both capital and borrowings, at the current $875 million.
We'll work through those issues, but every intention is to abide by that cap.
Going into the debate, there were still a few independents yet to declare their hands, meaning the project's fate was uncertain. It started well for the government.
My position in supporting a multi-purpose stadium in Tasmania, in Hobart, has remained unchanged since 2023.
Then Ruth Forrest dealt a blow.
I find myself in a position where I cannot support a project that fails basic planning tests, violates the government's own investment criteria and will drain economic activity through debt servicing while generating uncertain returns.
But by lunchtime, it was clear the government had its three independents.
We can be at the forefront of Australia, the place to do business, the place that says yes.
Dean Harris, who'd kept his cards close to his chest, finally showed his hand.
I will be voting to approve the order.
Extracting his own conditions from the government, including that it would find new revenue before the next budget.
Yes, the stadium bill does send a message that money isn't a problem, when we know that is not true. Money is a big problem. But sometimes you need to reach for the stars.
Throughout the debate, the pressure from a divided community was evident.
I really hope that, in time, you can come to understand the reasons for my decision and that you can see the work I've put in to try to make the best of a bad situation here.
It's been suggested by some people that my father would be turning in his grave if he knew I might not support the stadium.
Shame.
And while there were many opposed,
and so strong is the public mood on this issue, I am certain there will be a rising up in the wake of this vote.
The stadium's fate appears to be secure well before the vote.
And Lucy MacDonald joins us now from Parliament House. Lucy, the stadium seems set to be approved now. Is it all over?
Well, Guy, the debate is ongoing right now, and given the upper house doesn't have any speaking limits, we expect it to go well into the night. Then tomorrow they're planning to break the order down section by section and ask a lot of questions. So we don't exactly know when that vote will happen, but we do know the likely outcome. But opponents have already flagged that it doesn't just end there. They plan to fight the development every step of the way, and history tells us that just because Parliament passes something doesn't mean it'll get up. On the pro side, well, now they're going to have to worry about actually getting it built on time and on budget, which, if you think back to all the current Spirit saga and the birth, could be a bit of a challenge. So while this chapter is coming to a close, I think it's pretty safe to say the stadium saga isn't going away anytime soon. Now, reporter Chris Rowbottom takes us through what it means for sport in Tasmania.
In the heart of the Elwick electorate is the Glenorchy Football Club, a regular haunt of local member Beck Thomas, who today voted to support the Macquarie Point Stadium.
It's really positive to hear that some of those issues have been resolved in her mind at least now, and that we're moving forward. Saves a pretty tough conversation into the future as well.
Magpies President Peter Barwick applauding Ms Thomas' decision, which unlocks a Tasmanian AFL club and an injection of funding for the local game. Some players who had left already returning.
It's fantastic to not always exporting, to start to import as well. So, yeah, it's amazing.
The Devils a little more tempered, preferring to wait until the deal is formally sealed before celebrating.
We've known what the job is from day dot, and we haven't wavered. We've stayed the course and we're busy preparing our teams.
Incoming Devils Academy coach Matthew Knight's given an immediate introduction to the stadium debate.
I actually arrived on Sunday and I come into town and there was just people and scarves and jumpers and that everywhere.
Cricket won't contribute to the cost of the build, arguing it brings high-level content to the table, but is set to benefit immensely.
It's only going to bring opportunity for so many parts of this state, so yeah, I say get it built.
One of Beck Thomas' conditions for her stadium support was increased funding for grassroots sports facilities. Facilities like a new forecourt indoor centre here at Newtown.
We're hoping that this further locks that in and maybe even unlocks the potential for further investment over and above the $12.5 million to get us closer to the $25 million required to complete the project.
But grassroots organisations have been let down by the government before.
We're hopeful out of what we've seen today that commitment's now really been firmed up and we can move forward with some certainty.
A step forward for Tasmanian sport, but still a long way to go. Chris Rowbottom, ABC News.
And Chris Rowbottom is with us live. Chris, what now for the Tasmania Devils AFL team?
Well, we're yet to hear officially from Devils hierarchy or the AFL. They'll wait until all the votes are cast formally before they speak. But what we do know is that it is now play on for the Tasmania Devils, and everything that was being held up by the stadium decision can now flow. They have a high-performance centre to be built in Kingston. Works will progress on that soon. They have major and corporate sponsors to be unveiled. They'll start to make themselves known, and then it moves into football. AFLW list rules and conditions. We'll start to know more about the makeup of the women's team and the men's team. Football department staff will begin to be unveiled as the new year and the year progresses, maybe even a head coach towards the back end of the year. So the club can now officially progress with the stadium issue almost behind it and start talking about football and entering the competition from 2020